You know, guys, ever since the announcement of the passing of the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, a lot of things has been said about his legacy, man. When you watch different political analysts on television talk about the legacy of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, when you read the tweets, when people talk about Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, it's almost as if they are talking about two different people, because some people are saying positive things about Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, and some people are saying not so positive things about the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. So, guys, I have a question for you, man. You know, when you look at someone like Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, most of the things that he has been accused of are the things that took place back in the 90s, and the prince lived with us for such a long time. So do you think that the people should have questioned him about these atrocities while he was still alive, or they are within their right to raise up these atrocities when the prince is already dead? So when you look at the legacy of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, it's quite complex. It's almost like the legacy of Nelson Mandela. You remember when Nelson Mandela passed away, when people talk about Nelson Mandela, it was almost as if they are talking about two different things, two different people, because some people were saying Nelson Mandela was a man of peace. Nelson Mandela, he fought apartheid, and some people were saying no, Nelson Mandela is a sellout. Nelson Mandela collaborated with the apartheid regime. So, guys, according to you, when it comes to this whole thing of legacy, and when it comes to timing of this legacy, do you think that we should question these people about these legacies while they're still alive, or we are within our right to talk about these legacies when they are already dead and can't even defend themselves? So what are your thoughts about that? Because earlier today I was having a conversation with my friend, and we were talking about the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, and the fact that when you listen to people talk about the prince, man, it's like they're not talking about the same man. But the question comes, like, is this the appropriate time to talk about these things? That is the question that I have for you. Like, do you believe that the prince, because when you look at the prince, like I said, guys, the prince, most of the things that he has been accused of are the things that took place in the 90s, and the prince lived with us for such a long time, and no one questioned him about these atrocities. And when you look at Nelson Mandela, man, it's the same thing. Nelson Mandela, people are accusing him of committing all these crimes back in the 90s, and Nelson Mandela still lived with us for such a long time, and people never actually questioned him about all of these things, all of these accusations they have towards him. But when he was dead, just like right now, when the princess, he's dead, like, people are raising up all of these issues. So, guys, when it comes to timing, what do you think is the perfect timing? Do you think that we should question people about their legacies while they're still alive, or is it okay for us to wait for them to die to talk about their legacies? What are your thoughts on this, guys? What are your thoughts? Today, guys, I want us to watch the video of Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi when he went to KZN to pay the tribute to the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. So, guys, what are your thoughts on that, man? I think it is very confusing, and I thought it would really make a nice conversation. So what are your thoughts on this whole thing? When someone dies, or do you think we should wait for someone to die before we talk about their legacy, or do you think we should confront people about their legacies while they are still alive? What are your thoughts, man?
Thank you very much, Honorable Singh. I thought you would have clarified to Honorable Singh that me, I'm the son of Sheng. So I'm going in 3 minutes. To the Buthelezi family, all members of the royal family that are here, Makosi, the membership of the IFP under the leadership of President and the SG. We are here to convey our heartfelt condolences as the EFF. And I speak really on behalf of the entire membership of the EFF, led by our President and Commander-in-Chief. Death is a very painful loss. Nobody can get used to death. In front of death, we are all equal. Death does not choose whether you are black or white, man or woman. It does not matter the age of the person that you are losing. If you are losing them to death, it is painful. It is a painful and unimaginable loss. And so this family is going through the most difficult loss any human being can go through. And therefore we are here to say, be strong in this difficult time. Hold on to the God. Hold on to the faith that your father taught you share. When all of us are gone, when the flowers that are lying here dry up and the spring winds blow them away, you are going to be alone as a family. Hold on to the only doctor of hearts, uNkulunkulu, that the great Prince Wapindangene believed in and spoke proudly about. Never be shaken by the negativity. Never be shaken by the ill-informed, ignorant people who are taking platform to say all types of things. Never be shaken.
I mean, like, this is exactly what I'm talking about, man. And this is exactly what the Commissar is referring to, because when you listen to people talk about the legacy of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, it's almost as if they are talking about two different people. And he's telling the people that this is a man of peace. So guys, I did not play this video because it is fun to play this video. I played this video because this video has now formed a part of conversation, because people are already questioning Ndlozi about the same statement that he made while he was paying the tribute to the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. That's why I asked you the question that, do you think that when someone passes away, or when we take someone like Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, do you think that we should have questioned him about these atrocities while he was still alive, or people are within their right to actually talk about these things when he's already dead and can't even defend himself? What are your thoughts?
Never be shaken by opportunists, hypocrites who want to educate us about our own history and the leadership that stabilized this country into a politically peaceful environment. We are here to memorialize a man of peace. We are here to memorialize a person that built peace. And peace is not the language of cowards. Peace is not the language of opportunists. Don't be listening to people who want to tell us about collaborators. We're not scared of them. We know the true collaborators who are still collaborating to this day to deny our people the land, to deny our people banks, to deny our people economic in our lifetime. Never be shaken by those talks. We know because they just collaborated a few years ago by killing the workers of Marikana, shooting the owners of Lonmin Mine over the workers, black workers that were fighting for the living wage. Do not be shaken. Ushene was a man of peace. Was a man of peace. 1 minute, Honorable Singh. 1 minute. IBhayibheli lakalifunda ebeke sifundisa ngalo lithi, happy are the peacemakers, for they are the sons, they shall be called the sons of God, the children of God. We call on the IFP to honor the peace of share. President, you must unite your forces under this legacy. Let me tell you something, President. When we founded the EFF, we learned something important from the IFP. It is the only political formation that could take on the ANC toe-to-toe. Toe-to-toe. The hegemony, the dominance. We knew it's possible Mkhuleko, because you as the IFP made it possible. We knew we were going to survive. If you don't know we're going to survive, you should have seen FNB Stadium. And if FNB Stadium did not convince you, 2024 is coming. And together with the IFP, we're going to make history here in KwaZulu-Natal and elsewhere. Rest in eternal peace, Shenge.
So guys, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on this topic that we are having today? What are your thoughts? So I want to keep reminding you of the question that I have for you. It's like, when we talk about someone like Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, when we talk about someone like Nelson Mandela, maybe to such extent de Klerk, because when you look at these figures, man, people said a lot of things about their legacies when they passed away. So the question is, why didn't people question these people about these legacies while they were still alive? Because most of the things that they were accused of are things that took place a long time ago. And these people still lived with us for such a long time, but we are still waiting for them to pass away to talk about these things. And at the same time, I'm not saying that people are not within their rights to talk about what they believe is right. So this is an open conversation, guys. It's an open conversation. What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on the legacy of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi? What are your thoughts on people talking about the legacy of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi? What are your thoughts on the timing of all these views that people are spewing out about the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi? Do you think that people should have questioned Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi about the so-called atrocities that took place in the 90s, or do you think that people are within their rights to talk about these atrocities now that the prince has already passed away? Guys, please tell me what you think on the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part, please subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.